Wow, that is pretty tasty. I started on a quest to find the blue Java banana. You know, the one that's supposed to taste like vanilla ice cream? Well, there was a 3-year waiting list, but that wait led me someplace unexpected. Banana ketchup. But to make the right banana ketchup, I needed to understand something first. The bananas we eat today are not the same bananas our grandparents ate. That banana was nearly wiped off the planet. And it could happen again. I had read that the blue Java banana might be our next banana, and that supposedly tastes like vanilla ice cream with a custard like texture. So obviously, I tried to buy one. $147 and a 3-year waiting list. Not gonna happen. But all this banana research led me somewhere I did not expect, to a food scientist in the Philippines during World War II. Her name was Maria Orosa, and when the islands ran out of tomatoes, she invented ketchup from bananas. Maria wasn't using Cavendish bananas. She was probably using Saba, a cooking banana from the Philippines, but I can't get Saba here. So I went to the store and grabbed every variety I could find: red, burro, plantain, and of course the regular Cavendish, which I pretty much always have on hand anyway. I tried them all. So we're gonna try this banana. It tastes kind of like a regular banana, just a little different. It is pretty good. Next on my list is the red banana. I wanted to make sure they were very nice and ripe before I tried them. Those are very sweet. They have a very mild banana flavor. I like them. I thought the answer to my ketchup mystery would be obvious, but it wasn't. Since Maria would have been using cooking bananas, I thought plantains would be the best choice to make my ketchup. So this is a green plantain, not what I'm going to use for the ketchup. I have a couple of ripe ones that I've got ready for cooking. These are great for other types of things like tostones, although they are very high in starch. So if you are here because you have active IBD symptoms, you're not going to want to use this. The Cavendish will work for you when they are ripe. I have a couple of ripe ones, but I will start with the plantain before we try the Cavendish, because I just feel like this is the right banana, the right type for Maria's ketchup, and I want to try to match that as closely as I can without adding any red food dye. My ingredients: I've got half a cup of apple cider vinegar, half cup chopped onion, 2 cloves of garlic, teaspoon of fresh grated ginger, spices, half teaspoon turmeric, half teaspoon salt, half teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 cup of water, about a half cup of diced red pepper. The recipes usually call for jalapeno, but I don't usually eat jalapeno, so I decided to go with a regular red pepper. This is 1 tablespoon of wheat-free tamari, which is optional, but I decided to use it. Then I have my 2 medium-sized ripe plantains. I guess they're medium to large. Just getting my onions in here, and then I'll be putting in my garlic. I'm going to cook these until they are soft. There's my red pepper and my spices, and I'm cooking these over medium heat for about 5 minutes or so. Now that that's a little bit soft, I'm just adding in my vinegar, and I'm heating that up so it's simmering. And oh, I forgot. This recipe also has 2 tablespoons of honey. Now I am adding in my chopped plantains. So I have to cook this until the plantains get soft, which should take about 15 minutes or so. So they're getting there here. I kept having to add water to it because the plantains were really absorbing the liquid. But they're getting soft enough here for about 15-20 minutes that I could mash them, and now I'm using a potato masher to mash them the rest of the way. I'm going to continue cooking until they are very soft. And so now here they are at the stage. I just need to cool it down so I can put them in a blender to finish off the ketchup. Now I'm adding some more water here. So overall with the plantains, I've had to add almost 2 cups of water to get it to work. And that's just a lot more water than I thought I would need. So I'm just going to blend this until it seems like it's the right consistency. Well, this is looking pretty good. It looks a lot like the consistency of ketchup. So I'm pretty happy with that. I thought that the plantains would would never get more sauce-like this. It's thick, but it's not too thick. It definitely will work for what we're trying to do here. Wow, I really ended up with a lot of banana ketchup here, plantain banana ketchup. Way more than I'm probably going to be able to use, but I can't wait to try it. This is so interesting, even though it looks a little bit like mustard. It is banana ketchup. I am very happy with the texture of this. It's a little bit thick. You could probably use even more water, but I just want to try some. So I have a little bit of a turkey patty here that I made. That is a very interesting flavor. I do kind of miss the tang of the tomato, even though there's a lot of apple cider vinegar in here. There's just something about the tomato flavor that I really like. The banana flavor is a little bit unusual. This is the plantain one, so it's not super sweet. It just had a little bit of honey. So I like it. It's just very, I don't know if I would use it in place of ketchup. So I made that plantain ketchup last week, and now I'm going to go ahead and get started on my Cavendish banana ketchup. All right, trying the ketchup again with the Cavendish, doing a smaller batch this time. We do not need that much as I made in the last batch with the plantain. So we've got our 2 Cavendish there. We've got, and I'm taking a little bit of shortcuts on this one. So we're going to try it out in a slightly simpler way to see how that is. So I've got a 1/4 cup of onion that actually is frozen onion, and then 1 clove of minced garlic that was also frozen. I've got a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, some water back there as needed, a 1/2 tablespoon of my wheat-free tamari, and 1 tablespoon of honey. And then with the spices, I'm still using ground turmeric and ground allspice, and that's 1/4 teaspoon, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. But I'm also using a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger and a 1/2 teaspoon of dried red pepper flakes. So I had used fresh ginger and fresh peppers before, so I'm going to try these for this. All right, I'll just very quickly go through this. So I got everything in the pot, heated up, soft, added the bananas, added a little bit of water, and then I got to the mashing stage so much faster. The bananas cooked so much faster and they did not need nearly as much water. I added a lid to simmer it a little bit more, and look how mashed it was already. And then I just blended it in the mini processor, and it is ready. Very quick. It only took like 15 minutes on this one. And here I have my 2 ketchups side by side. That is the first one there with the plantain. It's more brighter yellow than the Cavendish. I'm not really sure why. Maybe because there was a little bit more turmeric. I'm not sure, but the texture is about the same. I'd say actually the Cavendish gave more of a ketchup-like texture. The plantain one was smoother. Really have no idea why that is, but that is how it turned out. So let's taste the Cavendish one. I am super, super curious to see how the sweeter banana is going to taste. All right, let's have a little taste test with our Cavendish banana ketchup. First, let's just give it a little taste by itself. It kind of looks like mustard, just like the other one, although it's not as bright yellow, which I kind of like. Wow, that is pretty tasty. I have to say, I like it better. I thought I would like the less sweet plantain, the baking plantain, better than the dessert banana, but this actually works very well as just as a good taste. It's nice and tangy with the apple cider vinegar. The spices add a lot of flavor. I don't see any detriment to using the ground spices as opposed to the fresh. Yeah, it's really good. So I think you could use either one, whatever you have on hand. I like the addition of the crushed red pepper since I don't use jalapenos too much. It added a little extra kick to it that I like. And it was easier to do since I just had those on hand. Very nice flavor. So let's try it with something. I've got some roasted chicken here, so I'll try it with that. Yeah, the sweet banana ketchup is definitely the winner. I'm going to try it with some sweet potato fries because, you know, fries and ketchup, that goes together. All right, so I've got my sweet potato fry. I use a sweet potato fry. It is actually a fry, a bag of frozen fries, sweet potato fries that I get that does not have any starches added. So if you'd like to know what I'm getting, what brand I'm getting, just leave me a comment and I will let you know. All right. Definitely works well with a sweet potato. Sorry, I don't have any regular fries to let you know if it's good on that or good on a hamburger. But I think it would be. I think it would be good on a burger. You know, especially if you had some relish. I think that would be a very nice flavor combination. But definitely works well with a sweet potato fry with a slightly sweet ketchup. It is good. I like this. All right, and so I'm also going to try a sweet potato fry with the original plantain ketchup. It's okay, but the other one, the Cavendish ketchup, has just so much more flavor. That's the winner. So if you're going to make some banana ketchup, feel free to use your Cavendish bananas, which are easy to find, easy to cook with, and make a great tasting ketchup, turns out. Let me know in the comments, are you intrigued enough to make your own banana ketchup? Let me know if you do, and let me know how it turns out. And what did I do with all those leftover bananas that I had, the red bananas, the burro bananas? With the red bananas, I decided to try making some frozen yogurt with those. So let's try that too. I love banana frozen yogurt. And these red bananas make a great banana frozen yogurt.